Colby Covington takes on Robbie Lawler live at UFC on ESPN5 from the Prudential Center in Jersey and, of course, airing on ESPN. And I'm joined now by the number 2 ranked welterweight Colby Covington. And Colby, this is a huge fight for you. But before we get to that, I do want to address the elephant in the room. You're wearing that hat. You've obviously been very vocal in support of the president. You've tweeted stuff that some people have taken offense to. And I know a lot of people might say it's just a piece of apparel or, you know, it's in support of the current administration. But there are plenty who are watching, and I would count myself amongst them, who view it as a symbol of hate. You obviously have to be aware of that. Is that why you wear it? Because it bothers people?
I'm aware that, Donald Trump's doing great things for this country. Unemployment's lower than it's been since the 60s. Our economy's booming. He loves our country. He loves the troops, and he loves first responders. So, I love the Trump family, and anybody that has anything different, they can come say it to my face.
Well, I mean, I'm right here, obviously, and I know what you could do to me with your bare hands if you would like, but I wouldn't, exactly think that everyone shares your opinion that he loves the country or the country's values. And in fact, if you were to take other athletes, for instance, you've had Rapinoe and LeBron James who've been vocal with the opposite stance that you have and have received overwhelming support for it. Really, does that make you reconsider any of your positions at all because people feel a genuine way about what they're saying?
No, not at all, and that's the great thing about this country is that everybody has a different opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion, but, I'm not going to hate on you because you don't have the same opinion as me. You're allowed to share a different opinion than me, but it's not going to be a hostile situation just because we have a different opinion, It's agree to disagree, but, I love our president. Look at Megan Rapinoe. She also doesn't care about fans or people, Look at her signing the little thing, not even looking the kid in the eyes and throwing it away, I sign every single autograph that every single fan asks for me, and, that's why they call me the people's champion.
Well, I don't disagree. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I don't think everyone's entitled to their own facts, though, and I want to be fair to her. You say she doesn't care about her fans. You can just say that blankly?
Yeah, I could say that. You saw the video, she was just not even looking at the fan, the little boy, and just looking at her friend and not even, just didn't even care about her. She's just so caught up in harassing the president and getting likes and views because that's the thing to do these days. If you just harass the president and say something about the president, of course everybody's going to love you because, there's 40% of America that doesn't like him, so it's going to get, the country talking about it. But it's the thing that supporting the president, that's what people don't want. I'm going against the grain. I'm going against, even what my work environment, not a lot of those people like it. So, if anything, I'm standing up for what I believe in, and that's something that people should do more of.
I think the problem people would have is that you're just dismissing what people are saying as for likes and retweets when a lot of people, I've been around long enough to know that the current political environment is not like what I would describe as normal. And you take the Eagles or the Warriors, for instance. I think you've called them losers in the past for not going to the White House.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, so you can just say that, and you're just dismissing the feelings that people have when they say, if he says send them back to their country or something like that, and it creates a very visceral reaction, you're sort of just dismissing that notion.
Yeah, but I'm also, proud to be an American, and it doesn't matter if Trump was in office or if Obama was in office. If Obama was in office, I would love to go see Obama and visit the President of the United States because that's a great honor as an American and as a boy to go to the White House as a champion and go see the President. It doesn't matter which political side you're on. So I'm dismissing the notion that you should respect America, respect the troops, respect the flag. The flag is, you don't know how many people died for that flag. All the troops overseas so you guys can live your silver spoon and you can live all your little, in your mansions with your great cars, So, all the athletes that don't want to go support our president, then they should go try that act over in another country. See how well they do over there.
Again, that's the thing people would take offense to, and you're acting as if, just because they don't support the president means they don't like the country.
Yeah, because you don't have to support the president to go to the White House and just, show your support for the country and the president, whether you like him or not, That's what I'm saying is that I will go support, Obama if he was in office just because it would be such a great honor to go to the White House and meet the president.
What would you wear to do that, a tan suit?
No, I'd wear, I'd wear how I feel,
Yeah, and you mentioned the other fighters. There are also other fighters. They come from all different backgrounds in the UFC, mixed martial arts, right? So there have been other fighters, your peers, who have said, hey, we don't like this. How do you respond to that?
That's the thing that, I don't have feelings. Most of these guys, they're feelings competitors. They're ultimate feelings champion. I'm an ultimate fighting champion. I only care about handling my business in the cage. I don't care about that outside stuff. And to be honest, I'm different from everybody because I don't care what people think of me. You don't have to like me, but you're going to respect me because I'm going to go out there and do what I do best, and that's win.
One more on that before we get to the fight itself. You reference you don't care what people think about you. Fans. We have some big MMA fans in the office who say they don't watch your fights because of everything we've just talked about. How does that make you feel?
I could care less. There's still, a million other fans that are excited to see me, and there's a million other ones that hate me, but they want to see me lose, so they're still going to tune in to watch you. It's the same effect that Mayweather had in boxing. Everybody hated him, but they still tuned in to watch him because they wanted to see him lose.
So are you using it to sell the fight?
No, I'm just being myself, not caring what people think of me, doing what I want to do because that's what bosses do.
All right, when you get in there with Robbie Lawler, is that an opportunity to solidify yourself in the UFC in your mind?
I don't need to solidify myself. As you can see, I have a gold title, and less than 1% of the people will ever do that in this sport. So, I've already solidified myself. I've already made history. I've went to the White House. I don't know if anybody in this office has ever been in the Oval Office before, but it's pretty nice, So, I've made history. I've done great things in this sport. I don't need to solidify myself. I'm one of the greatest of all time already.
You've also said something about Lawler. You've been respectful for the most part, but you did say he looked physically better than he's looked in his whole career in his last fight. So I don't want to point to science or other things, but you would think at that age he wouldn't look as good as he looks. Are you playing mind games there, or do you believe he's not playing by the rules?
No, I believe that, he's not playing by the rules. Look at his body. Go look at, when he was in his prime. You're telling me in those fight of the years, fight of the decades with Carlos Condit and Roy McDonald that he wasn't training as hardest that he could ever train when he was in his late 20s, early 30s. But all of a sudden in his late 30s, he looks physically better than he's ever looked his whole entire life. I mean, let's be honest. I don't want to point to the facts or what's going on, but I think people can be the judge just with their eyes.
Dana White, you've had some back and forth with him. He stripped you of the welterweight title when you didn't fight Woodley due to the nose injury, and he said that you turned down a fight for the championship. You guys haven't exactly seen eye to eye. You've said he hasn't been straight with you. What's your side of all that?
I've never turned down a fight. Everybody knows I step up to the plate. I took this fight on 4 weeks' notice, so I'm always ready to go. But my side of that is I had to get nasal surgery, and they wanted me to do an unrealistic turnaround. They wanted me to fight 4 weeks later after I just won that belt, so that's unrealistic. You're not going to fight a 5-round championship fight and then come turn around and fight a 4-week turnaround against another championship fight against a guy who's healthy and ready to go when you just came out of a fight. And, you got little nicks and dings. My foot was hurt. I had to get nasal surgery. I had mucus draining from my nose down into my lungs. I literally couldn't breathe. That was a serious surgery that I needed. And you could ask the doctors. These are UFC doctors. These weren't my doctors. So that's my side of it, and Dana White knows that. And now we're doing business, and we're on good terms again.
Well, Dana White has said you'll get the fight with Kamaru Usman if you do win this fight. So you think that will happen?
Yeah, it's either going to happen or he's just going to get stripped, and we're never going to hear from that kid again because, I know I scare him to sleep every night, and he has nightmares about me, but one way or another, he's either going to fight me or he's not going to fight ever again.
Well, you got the promos cut already. I can see that. What's your deal with Jon Jones? I know you guys were like roommates back in college, and there's been a prolonged back and forth there. What's your relationship with him like now, and why do you continue to engage?
I don't have a deal with Jon Jones. I'm just trying to look out for him, man. I don't want him to be intoxicated, hitting in pregnant ladies anymore. I don't want him to have 2 hookers in the back of his car and wrecking his Bentley. I'm looking out for him, man. I'm trying to do the better for him. I'm trying to make his career better and make it less painful, man. I don't want to see him go down that route. I want to see Jon Jones doing good because he was my roommate for 2 years in college. So I want to see him rise back up and become a better person and be a great champion for the UFC.
What should Robbie Lawler be looking out for on Saturday?
He should be looking out for a lot of things, but, he's going to see the greatest welterweight of all time on Saturday night, and he's got his hands full, so he's going to see a lot of different things that he's never seen before. I can promise you that.